Alright, pack number 3, and this is a loaded pack if I've ever seen one. There are 2 Moxes, a Delver that has some pretty decent protection around it. There's a Venser, a Koth, a Tundra, and a Time Walk. So I'm not really sure which of these I want to take. I'm leaning towards Time Walk right now. If I had started building on Tinker a little more aggressively, I might have taken one of the Moxes, because we do have the Sphinx of Jor Isle, or the Seal Wind now, that we can go fetch. I don't know, because I mean, a Mox is kind of the same thing as Time Walk, because it gives you an extra turn basically, so probably will take one of these two. There's also a Library of Alexandria, which is really good in control, but I'll go ahead and take Mox Pearl, because why not? Even though we are going to need to splash both white and black for this. There's a white and black land that we can fetch, not with Wooded Foothills actually, so. There's also an Ulamog if we wanted to do the show and tell sneak attack plan, which I think actually I might do. There's also a Pyroclasm, but we already have a fair amount of early game control, so I don't think we need to take it. I think I'm just going to take Ulamog and try to decide if I want to go either the Tinker plan or the show and tell sneak attack plan, or both. I think I might be able to justify Tinker if I can get 1 or 2 more low drop artifacts plus like a Blightsteel. Alright, there's a Mana Vault. Let's see. It adds 3 to my pool for 1. That's pretty strong. At the beginning of my upstep, I pay 4 to untap it. Okay. There's a Spectral Procession that I'm not playing. An Urabrask, which is pretty sweet as a finisher. But I think I take the Mana Vault here, and then start thinking about seriously playing with this Tinker, because I think we have enough finishers to not need to take the Urabrask. Yeah, I'll take the Mana Vault. Oh, an Emrakul. So yeah, we are pretty definitely going with the show and tell sneak attack plan now by taking Emrakul. Also an Arid Mesa, which would help us splash, but yep, pretty easy pick. Take the Emrakul. 15 drop that we have several ways of getting into play. Alright, here's a way to splash white with the Plateau. There's also a Rishadan Port, which I might take. No, I think I go with the Plateau, just to better fix my mana, I think. Even though, honestly, I might not play white at all. I might just use the show and tell sneak attack to get my Elesh Norn and Sphinx into play. That seems kind of iffy, though. I do have a Mox, and possibly a Mox Opal coming back, or whatever it's called. I feel like we have enough good playables that we don't need to worry about it. We'll just take it. Ooh, there's a Wasteland. Seems pretty strong. There's also a Terminus I won't play. Price of Progress equals... Alright, that's okay, I guess. There's a Karakas, which would be good against me. So we have all these legends up here, like Niv-Mizzet, Elesh Norn, Ulamog, Emrakul. Seems pretty good. I don't know. What does Metal Worker do? No, that's not going to be in our deck. Yeah, basically it's just Wasteland. Yeah. Punish people for splashing off of like 1 or 2 lands, which is basically what we're doing as well, so. There's a Chain Lightning, which is a little bit of early game control. It's a Ruin Blaster that destroys lands, but I don't think that's what we're going to be doing. Also a Null Rod, which is not terrible. I might just go with the Figure of Destiny. It's a small dude that we can play early and then build up at instant speed later on, which is pretty strong. And we don't have a ton of creatures, aka win conditions, at the moment. So yeah, I'll go with it. Why not? Even though it's better in Boros, because you can use both kinds of your lands to play it. Yeah, okay. There's an All is Dust, which is okay in control. Flametongue Kavu is not bad. But I think I go with the Adhikar wastes and continue splashing white. I'm not going to bother splashing black. I'm going to just try to like Tinker and all this stuff to get it into play. Still might not play Tinker because it's pretty iffy with only Mana Vault, Mox, and Tangle Wire. Alright, well we did get some good stuff back out of this pack. I think I take the Venser here. Probably not going to be Crucible of Worlds, even though that is a pretty sick combo with Wasteland. And Wooded Foothills, but that's pretty much it for us, unless they do happen to play a bunch of land destruction. No, I think Venser is going to be the play here. There's a Scroll Rack, which I think I might actually take here because of Tinker. Turnabout taps either all their lands, all their creatures, or all their artifacts. That actually seems pretty strong. But I think I still go with Scroll Rack just because I'm not sure about Tinker right now. I want to give myself as many reasons as possible to play it, even though it's not super likely because we only have one good target to get with it. Yeah, Unburial Rites is the only thing I would consider playing because of gifts, but we're not in black. So I just take the Battlefield Forge to solidify my white splash completely, because now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, looks like, that splash white without having to play any basic planes. It seems okay. Pay 3 to counter a spell, more or less. Yeah, I'll try it out. Firestorm discards cards that deal damage. Seems okay. Not really what we want, because we're not Reanimator, but I'll take it. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lands, which gives us... I'll take Metal Worker, I guess. And Spike Shuttle, which I won't play. Yep, so I'll lay this out in deck construction and see what we're looking at. Alright, here's what we're looking at. So we have a pretty good suite of early game defense with Lightning Bolt, Arc Trail, Izzet Charm, Fire Ice, Into the Royal, Tangle Wire, and some control creatures. Let me just double check these. Yeah, so this is a redirect basically if it's morphed and you have the mana up for it. And this is a counter for 3 if you haven't morphed. Mana War, obviously I know what that does. And that Mana War is actually a pretty sweet combo with like Venser, as is Momentary Blink, but I still don't think we have enough targets with Momentary Blink to consider playing it. Pretty much the only card that stands out right now, I already took out the Gifts Ungiven because we have like no combos with that right now, is the Tinker, because even though these are colorless creatures, they are not artifacts, and like it would kind of suck if we had a Sphinx of Steel Wind in play, or in our hand, and a Tinker also, because then we could only like sack a Mox to get a Tangle Wire or something. The only problem with that is Sphinx costs black, which we have no lands to support at the moment, although we do still have Show and Tell and Sneak Attack, so I might be able to get away with it without running any black sources. So if I take out the Tinker, that is 23 cards, plus some Mox, so we might actually be able to get away with one more cut. But let's take a look at our lands, and we could have just ended up running this and 17 lands because we have a pretty control-y deck that we want to be making our land drops on. Thawing Glaciers gets me basic lands, which is going to be fine, so I could actually get away with one basic swamp. Wooded Foothills is going to be able to get me... Can I get Plateau? Yes, it can. I can also get... can I get Battlefield Forge? Not quite. Alright, so that caps for red, 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 fetches red. Then we have white. This fetches white if we need to. White, white, and the Mox. So I think we're good on white, even though Thawing Glaciers we can't fetch any plains. So if we were going to add land, I feel like one swamp and then whatever ratio of red to blue we need. Yeah, no plains. We'll go 4 mountain, 5 plains, 1 swamp, and see what happens. Okay, let's bring these up over here. So this leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 solid sources of red. That can't be right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna pause and figure this out because I don't feel like doing math. Alright, I kind of separated lands into a way that made sense to me. So we have basically 8 ways to get red mana, which is going to be fine, I think. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ways to get blue. Plus Thawing Glaciers kind of counts as another one for both of those. There's a wasteland and a swamp. Yeah, so I think this is what we're going to go with, and let's not forget the Mox Pearl, of course, which leaves us with basically 5 ways to get white mana, which is going to be more than enough, I think, to cast Elesh Norn if we need to in the late game, even though that's not the plan, because we have Show and Tell and Sneak Attack. So I'll just go ahead and submit like it is and move on to round 1.